Welcome back. In the previous lecture, we have seen the terminology of signal flow graph and Mason's gain formula, and also we have seen how to apply Mason's gain formula to get the transfer function. In this lecture, we will solve couple of numerical examples where signal flow graph will be given and it is asked to determine the transfer function. So let us start with it. This is the signal flow graph. So first step is number of forward path and their gain. So if you look at this, traversing from this to this, see, this is a clear cut path, forward path P1, which has gain G1, G2, G3, G4. Next, let us check again. Here it is coming. Yes, P2 is 1 into G5. So only G5. Is there any other forward path going from this to this? No. Only two forward paths, and their gain are also obtained. Then next is number of loops and their gain. So let us see, we start with this. So this is a clear cut loop L1 and its gain is minus G1 H1. Then next this one is also a loop, has gain minus G3 H3. Then check again, starting from this point. Yes, this is a loop. So L3 is there with minus G1, G2, G3, G4, H2, this one. Check for any other point. This point is moving here and coming back. So L4 is also there with gain minus G5 H2. Check for any other. No. So these are the four loops. Then the next step is two non-touching loops. There is simple idea as well. Yes, we can identify it from the graph, but even from this it can be done. If there is nothing common, then there is a possibility that those two loops are non-touching, because even if there is nothing common, but still there is a branch with gain 1 can be common, but what there is a possibility. So L1 L2, in L1 L2 this G1 H1, G3 H3, nothing is common, so they can be the non-touching loops. So let us check. Yes, really they are non-touching loops. So we can write here L1 L3 and it is G1 H1 G3 H3. So I will write G1 G3 H1 H3. Then L1 and L2 G1 is common, discard. L1 and L4, nothing is common, so there is possibility. So here is L1, this is L1 and this one, but they have a node common, so they are not non-touching, they are touching each other. Discard. Now check for this L2 L3, G3 is common, discarded. L2 L4, nothing is common, so this is L2 and this is L4. Yes, L2 L4 is also a non-touching loop pair, L2 L4, and their product is G3 G5 H2 H3. So as there are only two non-touching loops, only a pair, so there is no possibility of three non-touching loops. It will be possible only when there are three pairs, otherwise not. So it is done. Next is obtaining delta. So delta will be will directly write 1 plus G1 H1 plus G3 H3 plus G1 G2 G3 G4 H2 plus G5 H2 plus G1 G3 H1 H3 plus G3 G5 H2 H3. So this is delta. Next step is obtaining delta 1. So for obtaining delta 1, or let us do it here. Delta 1, we have to check the possibility of non-touching part to loop 1, but every loop is touching to this forward path 1. L1, L2, L3, L4 all are touching, and that is why delta 1 will be 1 minus 0 equal to 1. And now for delta 2, so this is a path, so this loop is touching, this loop is also touching, this loop is touching, but only this loop is not touching. So it will be 1 minus minus plus G3H3. So delta 1, delta 2 are also obtained, and then finally G of S. P1 delta 1 plus P2 delta 2 divided by delta, that is equal to P1 is G1, G2, G3, G4 into delta 1 is 1 plus P2 is G5 into delta 2 is 1 plus G3H3 whole divided by the delta, this term 1 plus G1 H1 plus G3 H3 plus G1 G2 G3 G4 H2 plus G5 H2 plus G1 G3 H1 H3 plus G3 G5 H2 H3. Done. Let us solve one more example, and then we will see what is the relation between the block diagram and signal flow graph. So let us start quickly. This is number of forward path and their gain. So it will be here this straight forward. So P1 is equal to G1, G2, G3, G4, G5. Then P2 is also there, this one. So it is G3, G4, G5, G6. Actually G6 come first, but purposely I have done this to maintain the chronological order. So only two forward paths are there. Then next is number of loops and their gain. So there is L1, we start with this L1 equal to minus G2H1, then simple loops we start. L2 it is equal to minus G5H2, then from this point also it is coming back, so this is loop 3. These are straightforward loops, but there may be some hidden loops. We have to check it very carefully. Minus G1, G2, G3, G4, G5, H3. And then is there any other loop? Yes. See, this is a loop. So L4. L4 is minus G3, G4, G5, G6, H3. And then we have to go for the two non-touching loops. Certainly L1, L2 does not touch. So L1, L2 is there, G2, G5, H1, H2, and then L1 and L3 touches each other. Also L1 and L4 touches, this node is common. Then remaining are touching each other. So this is the only two non-touching loop pair, and it is over. So delta will be 1 plus all these, because minus minus becomes plus, plus G2H1 plus G5H2 plus G1, G2, G3, G4, G5H3 plus G3, G4, G5, G6, H3 plus G2, G5, H1, H2, and then delta 1. All loops are touching this forward path, so everything is touching means everything is eliminated from delta. So 1 minus this, everything is eliminated, it is 1. And for delta 2, this is the forward path, this loop is touching, this loop is also touching, all are touching. So 1 minus 0 equal to 1, and hence G of S will be P1 plus P2 upon delta. So it will be G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 plus G3, G4, G5, G6 divided by this delta. I will not write it, I will put here delta, or it can also be simplified as G1, G2 plus G6 into G3, G4, G5 divided by delta. So this is also solved. Now what we will do, we will consider a block diagram. See, in block diagram algebra, we have seen that a block diagram is given, and then we have to apply certain block diagram reduction rules. So many manipulations are required, calculations are required, then we do it. Whereas signal flow graph is very simple due to Mason's gain formula. So is it possible to convert the block diagram into signal flow graph? Let us check. No need to convert a signal flow graph into block diagram, because signal flow graph is the convenient part. So what we will do here, conversion of block diagram into SFG. So what I will do, I will take one block diagram of my choice. So this is a block diagram, and it looks complicated to solve. First we have to shift it here, then do this parallel, then this cannot be in series, then we have to shift this one here and then solve. So it takes time. So if it is possible to convert it into a signal flow graph, yes, it is possible. What we have to do, mark all summing points and takeoff points. So let this be S1, S2, T1, don't forget to put the arrows, T1, T2, then S3 and T3. Then mark the input nodes. First the input node. While converting, first will be input node. And this will be R of S. These two, a summing point S1 will be a node. Join them. What is the gain of this? 1. So mark it 1. Then S1 to S2. So this will be another node. So here also I can get this as say S1. I can put for a while S1, S2. After S2 there is T1. So this is T1. After T1 there is T2. T2. After T2 there is S3. S3, and after S3 there is T3. After T3 there is output Y of S. So now start giving the transmittance, branch transmittance. So here it was 1, from S1 to S2 it is G1, then S2 to T1, S2 to T1 it is 1, then T1 to T2, T1 to T2 it is G2, then T2 to S3 it is G3, then S3 to T3 it is 1, and then T3 to Y also 1. And join this. See, this T1 is joined to S3. This is T1. So T1 is joined to S3 with gain G4. Carefully we have to do this. All the things we have to check. Or start with S1. S1 we have T2. T2 to S1. There is a link. T2 to S1. What is the gain? T2 to S1. H2, and this is negative sign. So minus H2 because of negative feedback. Then come to S2. S2. There is a link between T3 and S2. So this is T3 and S2. There is a link. And the gain is H1, negative sign, so minus H1. Then come to T1 to S3, already done. Then T2 to S1, it is done. S3 is also done, T3 is also done. So this block diagram is converted into SFG, this one. And then writing down Mason's gain formula, it is very simple. Directly we can find, see, P1 is equal to G1, G2, G3. P2 is equal to G1, G4. See how faster and quicker it is. I am doing it roughly, so I am not writing the intermediate statements. Just I will write here forward path, then loops. Yes, this is one loop, L1 minus G1, G2, H2. Then check for this one, see. This is a loop, G2, G3, minus G2, G3, H1. Then check another one. This is repetition, so no. Then this one, yes, this is there, L3. This one, see, minus G4, H1. Anybody else? Nothing else. Finished. Then think of non-touching. These are touching each other. These two are also touching each other, and every loop is touching each other. So no two non-touching. So delta is directly obtained 1 plus G1 G2 H2 plus G2 G3 H1 plus G4 H1. Then delta 1, all loops are touching both forward path. So delta 1 is 1, delta 2 is also 1, and then G of S transfer function is G1 into bracket G2 G3 plus G4 divided by 1 plus G1 G2 H2 plus G2 G3 plus G4 H1. This was solved yesterday, but while solving using block diagram, it took lots of effort. But using signal program, it is very simple. So it is convenient to convert a block diagram into a signal program. What is the procedure? Mark all summing and takeoff points. Accordingly, put the nodes. Then add input and output nodes. Join all the nodes appropriately, and check for all feedback and forward paths. Do it. Finish. So this is over. Signal flow graph is over, and from the next lecture we will start the time domain analysis. We will enter into analysis. So this was just the modeling part, which is over. Thank you.